Hi everybody. Today we're going to be talking about To Wong Foo, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, which came out in 1995. So for the movie description, the director is V-Ban Kidron, the writer is Douglas Carter Bean, and the main stars, as you can see from the poster, are Patrick Swayze, Wesley Snipes, and John Leguizamo. But I have to have some godly lighting, of course. So this is V-Ban Kidron. This is Douglas Carter Bean. Oh, I just realized me in this position might block something. Whatever. I'll figure it out. So for Bebop Kidron and Douglas Carter Bean, Bebop Kidron's first film was some film called Vroom. I've never heard of this film. If I didn't have to research this, I probably would have never known about this. Then Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason. This is the sequel to Bridget Jones' Diary. I've never seen Bridget Jones' Diary, but the only thing I know about it is that there was like a whole um what is it? There's like a there's like a whole controversy. Well, not controversy. It was just a symptom of the 2000s and body shaming and things like that. Where people thought that Renee Zellweger was too big to play her or something. It was really weird. But I've never seen any of the movies. I'm pretty sure it's based on a book. Never seen it. For Douglas Carter Bean, he's wrote a lot of screenplays for musicals. Them being Xanadu, and then some screenplay called Lysistrata Jones. I've never heard of Lysistrata Jones. The only thing that comes to mind when I hear Xanadu is there was this episode of American Dad called Vacation Goo. Great episode, you should go watch it. Where they're on a ship and they're on a cruise and Roger's doing like a tribute to Olivia Newton-John and he's singing Xanadu. I would have never known that was from that. I did not know that was from a musical. Well, anyways, so for the plot. The plot is three drag queens named Vita Boheme, Noxzema Jackson, and Chi Chi Rodriguez that go on a trip to Hollywood after Vita and Noxzema win a drag competition. But then their car breaks down and they spend some time in a very, very small town called Snydersville. So the movie actually starts off with Vita and Noxzema getting ready, like them putting on their makeup, putting on their wigs, they're doing their nails, the lashes, everything. But these are their outfits for the competition. It was for Drag Queen of the Year. Then they also show Chi Chi running down the streets of New York, and she's like clearly very scared or whatever. I think it's a character thing to show that she's like new at this, she's new at being a drag queen, and I think that was part of the purpose of that scene. But here's Chi Chi. She's in this it reminds me of the 80s, like an 80s style, almost like a prom dress. But I love it. I think it's amazing. Chi Chi's one of my favorite characters in any cinema ever. I love her so much. But then we get a cameo from RuPaul herself. She is presenting the award, and she is wearing her name is Rachel Tension, and she's wearing a Confederate flag dress. This is drag. This really is drag. Like the political incorrectness of it all. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's iconic though. I actually didn't remember this until I watched like someone's reaction video to this movie. Like I grew up watching this, and I didn't even remember this part at all. But anyways, there are real drag queens in this. I'm actually not that into drag. I don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race. And it's not because I don't like it. I think drag is fabulous, but I just don't really watch it. This is really my only like media of drag that I watch. And also Trixie and Katya because I love them. I think they're hilarious. But there are real drag queens here. I know that. But like I said, Vita and Noxzema win the competition, and Chi-Chi's very upset about this, and she runs away. Then they see her, crying on the stairs. I love this outfit that Noxzema is wearing. It's one of my favorite outfits out of the whole movie. But she's crying, Chi-Chi's crying, and then Vita's like, "Why is that little Latin boy in drag crying? Please go see why the little Latin boy in drag is crying." And Noxzema's like, "Little Latin boy in drag, why are you crying?" And she's like, clearly she's like, she doesn't think she's good enough. She's like, "I wish I was as fabulous as you guys." And Vita is like, "Well, I think we should take her to Hollywood with us." Noxzema's not with it, but then Vita brings up how she helped Noxzema be better at being a drag queen, and she convinces her. So then they go to a Chinese restaurant. Here you can see that there's Robin Williams, cameo. He's amazing in this role. He isn't there for that long. Like I said, it's just a cameo, but he's great in it. Um, and they're there to like get more tickets for a train, instead of the plane tickets that they had, because now they're taking Chi-Chi. But then they end up deciding to take a rental car and they're going to drive down there. But during this scene, while they're in the Chinese restaurant, that's when they see the picture of where the title of the movie comes from. And it's a picture of Julie Newmar, a young Julie Newmar. If you don't know who she is, she's an old Hollywood actress. She played Catwoman. I don't know if she was the first one that played her, like the real, like live action version. I know Eartha Kitt also played her. I don't know who did it first, but I know her version is loved. And it says right there, "To Wong Foo, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar." And Vita sees this as kind of like a good omen, kind of, and sees this as a motivation, because Julie Newmar is so amazing and so statuesque. And so then they leave, they go and they get their rental car. They are warned to not take this car because it won't make it to Hollywood. The renter tells them that, but then they don't listen because all they care about is style. And so they take the car. They head out on the road. They also stop at where Vita grew up, and it showed that she isn't accepted by her family, and also where she grew up is a very wealthy area. But then they head out, and as they're on the road, Noxzema goes into this rant about how she says that Chi-Chi isn't a drag queen. Chi-Chi is simply put a boy in a dress. And Chi-Chi's clearly like, "What do you mean? Like, I am a drag queen." But then she goes on this tangent about how when a straight man puts on drag to get his sexual kicks, he is a transvestite. When a man is a woman... Wait, what was it? Wait, I have notes right here. I've recorded this multiple times. I really thought I would remember it, but anyways. He's a transvestite. When someone is a man trapped in a woman's body and gets the little operation, he is a transsexual. When a gay man has too much style for one gender, he's a drag queen. And when a little tired Latin boy puts on a dress, he is simply but a boy in a dress. And so Chi-Chi gets really upset about this and leaves. Again, because she's so overdramatic. But then they bring her back and they're like, "Okay, well, let's say you're a drag princess then." And she loves it. So then they go to this motel. They get mistaken as being a part of this ladies basketball league, because they're tall and they're feminine, like all female basketball players, of course. And then they're heading out on the road. They continue back on the road, and I think it was Chi-Chi asked, like, "Where are we?" And Noxzema said, "The last person I saw didn't have but 2 teeth in his mouth, so I guess West Virginia." And I guess because that's like a really country, like hillbilly type area. The only thing I know about West Virginia is this show that I used to watch on TLC about these Romney's like sisters. I'm not gonna say the actual name because it's a slur, but if you know, you know. It was on TLC. If you know, you know. They were from Martinsburg. Anyways, then they get stopped by this racist predator cop. Vito's driving, and so he says, "We don't usually have white girls around here drive around with hard R N-words and a word for Latin Americans. For Latin people that I won't repeat." So yeah, he's a piece of shit. It gets worse though. He makes her get out of the car. He tries to assault her. And and she knocks him out, of course. But as he's like trying to get between her legs, he realizes that she has a you know what between her legs, and then he freaks out. But before he even gets a chance to like fully register it, he gets knocked out. Somehow a shoe was left. I said that it was Chi-Chi's shoe. I don't remember whose shoe it was, but somehow a shoe was left. So it's like a Cinderella situation, a really fuck it up Cinderella type situation. But then they leave. Their car breaks down. Or they're at the rest area. Then Chi-Chi goes out to try to hitchhike, try to find someone to pick them up. And they don't think she can do it, but then she says, "I'm the Latina Marilyn Monroe. I got more legs in the bucket of chicken." And she gets picked up by someone, and they're taken into Snyderville. Like I said, it's a small town. It's a very old town. It's clearly not very updated. And then they are like, "We need a part to fix the car," so they have to wait for the part. And so they have to stay there for a little bit. Then they get a hotel room from a woman named Carol Ann in the town. And they decorate the room because it's like plain and old. I tried to get a better photo, but I could not find one. But they decorate the room. As they're decorating, the people in the town are like looking through the window and looking at them because they're not used to glamour and stuff. Because they're clearly very sheltered people, you know? But then they're talking to one of the town women named Beatrice, who's actually played by Blythe Danner, who is Gwyneth Paltrow's mom. And she's talking about drama in the town or whatever. Because, you know, with how small this town was, everybody knows everybody's business, of course. And she specifically talks about this one black man named Jimmy Joe. And she specifically says that this is the nicest colored man you ever meet. Which tells you a lot about the town and these people. The fact that she's like colored. Then we continue on with the race. Further, cop he wakes up. He goes to the police station with his fellow cop people, and he tells them what happened. They laugh at his ass. I would laugh at his ass too, because what the fuck is he talking about? When he starts going on about shit. And they laugh at him because he describes the person that attacked him, as he says. And they laugh at him because they're like, "You got beat up by a girl." And he's like, "This isn't a girl. These people are perverts," which is funny coming from him because he literally tried to force himself on Vita. But then we continue on. Chi-Chi is saved by this boy on the right named Bobby Lee. After she gets ganged up on by these boys in the town. Then, while they were, sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. Vita goes in the kitchen. I actually don't think this is from that scene. I apologize. But Vita goes in the kitchen. It's clear that Caroline is being abused by her husband. That's like very clear as day. But Vita puts something in the food. And Caroline gets very upset. Because Virgil doesn't like spice, whatever the fuck that means. Then, while they were gossiping, Clara, the woman on the right, was walking past them, and she dropped a photo. And because they said that she's deaf and mute, she doesn't hear Noxzema when she's trying to tell her that she dropped her photo. And she chases after her, and then she's not chases. I'm being hyperbolic, but she goes to get her the picture, and then she sits with her, and they hang out. But just having we go back to Chi-Chi and Bobby Ray. Now, did I say Bobby Lee before? I think I did. I meant Bobby Ray. Bobby Ray is clearly him and Chi-Chi have a thing for each other. They have something going on. But then, as this is a picture of Dorothy Dandridge because Noxzema was saying when she was talking to Clara, the older woman, she talked about how she wants to play Dorothy Dandridge in a musical, and they're like talking about like stuff she's been in, and then Noxzema is, but then she forgets something, and then Clara brings it up, and it shows that Clara actually does speak, so she's probably like a selective mute because that is the thing that he got. So then this is the moment where Virgil like tastes the whatever she's making. I think it was chili. I don't know. And he gets upset that there are spices in it. Anyways, he acts as if Carol Ann did this on purpose. Because abusers, you know how abusers are. Then the Vita and Noxzema are talking to the other women in the town, and they're talking about the Strawberry Social, which is something that they do I think it's every year, but they just like make strawberry pie and eat the pies. But of course, Noxzema and Vita are like, that's it. Like, why don't we make it more glamorous? Make it more fun. And so they get makeovers. They go get their hair done. But then we go back to the racist predator cop, and he is going around town. As you can see right here, he's at an antique shop, but then he also at one point was at like a kids ballet class. I don't know what he thought he was doing with that. Anyway, when the girls, after they get their hair done, they leave the like hair salon. These group of dudes, like Cat called them, and so Noxzema grabs this dude on the left by his nuts and forces him to apologize to all the women. Amazing scene. Then after that, they get like 60s inspired outfits, and even the store owner, the one who owns the store there right now on the left, sorry, gets a makeover. So then, Bobby Lee is Carol Ann's oldest daughter, and she also likes Bobby Ray, and so her and Chi-Chi like him too, both like him. But then Bobby Ray asks Chi-Chi out, and she runs away. As you can see in this picture, she's upset. Also, I love Chi-Chi's outfit in this picture. I love it. Then Vita and Noxzema are saying that Chi-Chi is deceiving that boy because they're not really women. and so they're basically Vita and Noxzema saying she shouldn't go on a date with him. She shouldn't go with him. And Vita and Chi-Chi, they overhear Virgil abusing Carol Ann, and Vita and Chi-Chi and Noxzema are telling her to mind her business, telling Vita to mind her business. And then Chi-Chi and Vita start arguing, and they go back and forth, and Vita calls Chi-Chi Third World, which clearly references her being Latina, which is gross. And then Chi-Chi says to Vita that she put on a wig. Oh no, what was it? Sorry. That she put on a dress because she couldn't cut it as a man, and that hits Vita hard, especially with her dealing with not being accepted. And then when she's about to go help Carol Ann, she like has this visceral moment where her wig comes off, and I love it. I love the way it plays out. You can really feel what Vita's feeling in this moment. Then she goes and she beats up Virgil and kicks him out, as she should. Then Chi-Chi meets up with Bobby Ray and is like, she shuts him down. He talks about how he thinks she's the perfect girl, and she's clearly very flattered, but she's like, I can't be with you. And she goes to tell Bobby Lee, and she's like, I don't be with him, you can be with him. She's clearly very upset about this, but then her and Vita can make up. Then they make up Bobby Lee, and she goes and does this like act of like where she's acting like girls in the movies with him, and they dance, and Beatrice and Jimmy Joe dance, and like everybody dances in like the middle of the town. So before I talk about these amazing outfits, we head to the bar, and we see the racist predator cop. He has like a list, and he has the shoe, and he's going on about talking about weird, like I don't even know what this moment. I don't even know what he was talking about, but he starts going on about like gay things. People, I don't know how to explain it, but he's like, talking out loud, and he's like, men touching each other, men wearing dresses, clearly trying to bait someone into asking him what the fuck he's talking about. But like nobody's answering, of course, because like what um and then Virgil comes in and he sees him, so of course Virgil tells him about the girls being in town. And so he goes, then he tries to make them come out, and Carol Ann, as you can see right here on the bottom left, she gets dressed up and she pretends that she was the one that attacked them, that she's the drag queen, and then everybody comes out and basically are fucking with him and are like, oh, I'm the drag queen and things like that. And it's such an amazing scene. Like to see. So when I rewatched this, I cried watching this scene because like it's amazing how they really wanted to protect these women, um, and how they barely knew them, and they're such a small, like, sheltered town, but they still felt the need to protect them. It's amazing. And then after that, they continue having fun at the Strawberry Social. They're dancing. This is supposed to be a GIF, but I couldn't get a GIF. I couldn't get it to work. I don't know why. They're having fun at the Strawberry Social, and then they're about to head out and head to Hollywood. Carol Ann and Vita have a heart-to-heart speak before. Vita gives Carol Ann the photo that she had of Julie Newmar, and she was like, I don't know if you know who this is. But then Carol Ann was, yeah, I know who this is. This is Julie Newmar. I always thought she was so statuesque. And so then right before they leave, Carol Ann says, I don't think of you as a man. I don't think of you as a woman. She says this to Vita. I think of you as an angel. And it's so beautiful. Then they're in Hollywood. They get their title. As you can see, in amazing outfits. I love Chi-Chi's outfit so much. She finally has foundation that fits, that actually matches. John Leguizamo actually put the thing with foundation not matching. He actually had that input into her character because colorism is a very prominent issue in the Latin community, and he thought that it would make sense for someone like Chi-Chi, and with the self-esteem that Chi-Chi had, to do that. And it's funny because I actually watched a video about a drag queen from I think it was in Paris is Burning, because I recently watched Paris is Burning. I love Paris is Burning. It's a very cathartic thing to watch. I don't even know if I used that right, but you understand what I'm saying. You get it. You understand what I'm saying. And Carmen Extravaganza, pretty sure what it was. I watched a video about her. Someone was talking about her, and she thought that drag, you could only have lighter skin, so she would have lighter foundation on her skin. And I remember when I watched that video, it made me think of Chi-Chi. But I used to think that her having her having foundation that didn't match had to do with her not being like a pro at like being a drag queen. I thought that's what that had to do with that. But I think that still kind of makes sense. Then we get a cameo from Julie Newmar. So that's To Wong Foo. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. I love this movie. I grew up watching this movie a lot when I was younger, and I think it's an amazing film. I think it's a great representation of drag queen, and it was probably my introduction in the queer culture. It's a drag queen culture, I think, honestly. I think it's a great movie. I think the performances from John Leguizamo and Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes were amazing. I think that you can tell that they really put their hearts and their souls into these characters. They even had drag queens as mentors. Patrick Swayze, who I found out recently in research for this, grew up in Texas, and he used to get like picked on for being too feminine, and he put that into this character, and you can really tell. I also want to talk about the costume design, which is like the core of this movie. I love the fashion. I love the outfits. Like I said, the top left is the one that I talked about loving. Then you have Vita's Drag Queen of the Year outfit. Then you have Chi-Chi's last outfit. Amazing, amazing outfit. Marlene Stewart did a great job. Um, obviously I couldn't put all the photos. I'll link the where I got this from below. But I love the middle pictures as well of the actors in the actual costumes. I loved in the middle of the bottom photo. There's a picture of you can see Bobby Lee in this like cheerleader, this 60s cheerleader outfit, and I love it so much. It's so cute. But anyways, that's thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Um, To Wong Foo, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. I love this movie so much. I think if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. And thank you for listening.